We're going to begin the awards ceremony. The Karl Spencer Lashley Award was established in 1957 by a gift from Dr. Lashley, a member of the Society and a distinguished neuroscientist and neuropsychologist. His entire scientific life was spent in the study of behavior and its neural basis. Lashley's famous experiments on the brain mechanisms of learning, memory, and intelligence helped inaugurate the modern era of integrative neuroscience. And the Lashley Award recognizes innovative work that continues exploration in the field. John Dowling, a member of the Lashley Award Selection Committee, will present the award.
Great. Move someone. Thank you, Clyde. The recipient of the 2016 Karl Spencer Lashley Award is Dr. Charles D. Gross, in recognition of his pioneering studies of the neurophysiology of higher visual functions and the neural basis of face recognition and object perception. Charles Gross pioneered the science of higher-level vision. His seminal work on the inferior temporal cortex of non-human primates described neurons that are activated by complex stimuli, such as faces, hands, and multicolored objects. His discoveries identified the inferior temporal cortex as perhaps the highest level area dedicated to object vision. It was a substantial surprise to all of us in neuroscience that there are cortical neurons that respond selectively to faces and other such complex images. Where it was known that patients with damage to the inferior temporal cortex often cannot recognize familiar faces, including even those of their spouse, that individual and neurons in the brain underlie such recognition was quite unexpected. Dr. Gross has served as professor of psychology at Princeton University for more than 4 decades and is now professor emeritus in the Department of Psychology and the Neurosciences Institute at Princeton. He received his AB at Harvard, we were classmates, and a DPhil in psychology at the University of Cambridge. So on behalf of the Lashley Award Committee, it is my great pleasure to present the Karl Spencer Lashley Award for pioneering work in the field of neuroscience to my good friend, Charlie Gross. Charlie, join me. Excuse me? Hey, Charlie? Wow, that's fantastic. Can I read it? Okay. That's for you, Charlie.
Very big.
This is for photographs. Over here. Okay. Good.
Well, thank you very much for that.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
This is the important part.
Okay. Thanks for
That's
this,
the
too.
important part.
Thank you very much for that marvelous citation and this great honor. I want to make a few remarks, particularly about why this Karl Lashley Prize is special for me. First, Lashley founded the modern study of the role of the cerebral cortex in visual behavior, the field in which most of my work has been. Second, he trained both my postdoc advisor, H.L. Teuber, and Karl Pribram, who in turn trained my graduate advisor, Larry Weisskranz. Thus, I am both Lashley's scientific grandson and his great-grandson. Third, some of my own studies were directed to explaining Lashley's somewhat puzzling finding that the amount and not the site of cortical damage was related to performance on a maze learning by rats. Finally, it's really good that this prize honors Lashley, since most neuroscience graduate students either never have heard of him or have very misleading ideas about his importance. In closing, I want to thank my graduate students, without whose help I would not be here today, especially Bob Desimone, Tom Albright, Earl Miller, Dave Mender, and Hillary Rodman, and of course, the many monkeys who contributed to the work over the year. Finally, it's really nice that both my wife and I can be honored at the same time, and that my daughter, Rowena, is here in the audience. Thank you. Thank you.